Hello, hi, welcome everyone to the Parkinson's Foundation's Mindfulness Monday. I'm Crista Ellis, your host. If you're new here, on occasion I'll pop in and share from my teachings and offerings, and we do bring different voices and dialogues of others to this mindfulness community. So welcome. Please feel free to use the chat to communicate with me and our peers across the globe. Today, I'm tuning in from Asheville, North Carolina, a very windy town right now. Just know that you'll be muted for the duration of our session today, and at some point we will mute the chat so that we can just eliminate some distractions in the Zoom space. You can join us on video. We do love to see you. And next week is our Spanish language programming, so feel free to mark your calendar for our next live English session, which will be on March 31st. And our host for that session will be Barbara Leffler, a care partner of someone living with Parkinson's disease. So I'm really excited to have Barbara back. The Parkinson's Foundation offers weekly virtual programming that includes Mindfulness Mondays, our Wellness Wednesdays, Fitness Fridays, expert briefings, and EP Salud on Casa. So be sure to check out what's coming up, and you can explore our archived videos on YouTube. This week's Wellness Wednesday is a really important subject. It's about advocating for ourselves in the experience of a hospital stay. We'll hear from community members that share their personal experiences of navigating the hospital stay while living with Parkinson's. You'll learn about valuable resources that can support you during hospital visits and learn about the different challenges for people with Parkinson's in the hospital. So I really encourage you. It's not the easiest of subjects, but it's a very, very, very important one. So please join us this Wednesday. And if you can't make it live, check out the YouTube channel for that recording. Again, really important subject for your safety and your well-being in an emergency. And today's program is presented by the Light of Day Foundation. Thank you, Light of Day, for supporting the mission of the Parkinson's Foundation. All right. So welcome, everyone. So good to see you all. Let's start by just arriving fully into the space, recognizing that if there's something in the background, like a TV or a radio, or an open window or a cat that might influence or pull your attention away from this present moment. Just an invitation to try and eliminate as many distractions as you can. And then just briefly, can close your eyes if you feel comfortable with that, or continue looking at the screen. And just take a moment to check in with yourself. How are you today physically? Just to check in. How am I physically? And how am I emotionally? How am I doing mentally today? And perhaps you've had a busy day or are carrying something on your heart. And wherever you are right now, know that it's okay. It's okay. So today we'll explore the theme of equanimity, a quality of inner balance that helps us stay centered even when we feel life's uncertain or life is particularly challenging. And as we explore equanimity today, I'd like to begin with a passage from the Dhammapada. Just as a solid rock is not shaken by the storm, even so the wise are not affected by praise or blame. So this verse reminds us that True steadiness comes not from controlling life's changes, but from cultivating a deeper inner stability, one that allows us to meet both joy and challenge with a balanced mind. Equanimity does not mean indifference. It's not spiritual bypassing. Rather, it's an openness to life as it unfolds, an openness to life as it unfolds, without grasping at pleasure or things that make us feel good or resisting discomfort. So I'd like to define what equanimity means in the context of mindfulness and Parkinson's. Equanimity is the ability to meet life as it is, with openness, balance, steadiness, no matter what arises. It doesn't mean, again, being indifferent or suppressing our emotions. And I saw Gordon wrote in here, down, down, down. Doesn't mean suppressing these emotions, but rather allowing ourselves to stay present without being completely swept away by these external circumstances. Most of our suffering comes from the narrative or the story that we're creating in our minds. And so for those navigating Parkinson's or supporting someone who is, change is a constant companion. Change is a constant companion. Symptoms fluctuate. Routines need to be adjusted. And uncertainty will rise. It's natural to feel frustration. It's natural to feel fear. It's natural to feel grief. But mindfulness often offers us a way to hold these experiences with greater ease. So imagine standing in the ocean. When waves crash into you, if you resist them, you might get knocked over. But if you soften your stance, if you bend your knees and allow the waves to move with you, you stay upright. Equanimity is like that. Learning to meet life's waves without resisting them so strongly that they take us under. So how do we cultivate equanimity? There's a few key principles that I'd like to share with you. And we'll put them in the chat once I talk through them so you can take them home and continue to cultivate outside of our time today. So the first key principle of equanimity is seeing clearly. Instead of reacting impulsively to a situation, we pause. And this is a common thing in most mindfulness practices, this pause. We pause and observe what is truly happening. The second key principle of cultivating equanimity is accepting change. Recognizing that everything, our thoughts, our emotions, our relationships, and our experiences is constantly shifting. And the third key principle of cultivating equanimity is letting go of control. Understanding that while we can influence our actions and our thoughts, we can't always control the outcomes. And the fourth key principle of cultivating equanimity is having compassion for ourselves and for others. Holding our experiences with kindness rather than frustration. So in today's meditation, we'll practice strengthening this sense of inner steadiness. You don't have to force yourself to feel calm. You just need to have a willingness to meet each moment as it is, with a sense of openness and ease. And so find a comfortable position if you aren't already there. sit well. Your feet planted on the ground or lying down if that feels better for you. And allow your hands to rest gently on your lap or by your sides. You can close your eyes if you're comfortable, or soften your gaze down at the knees or the toes. And begin by taking a few deep breaths, inhaling through the nose and exhaling slowly through the mouth. And as you breathe, feel your body settling. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth, letting go of any tension in the shoulders, offering space between the upper and the lower teeth, loosening the grip in your hands. Allow yourself to soften fully in this moment. And as we settle into meditation, I invite you to visualize yourself as a vast ocean. The surface may have waves, some gentle, some turbulent. But beneath there is a deep, quiet stillness. Like the ocean, we can allow life's waves to move around us without losing our center. Now bring your awareness back to your breath. Notice how each inhale rises and each exhale falls. No two breaths are exactly the same. Each one is slightly different, just like each moment in life, just like each wave of the ocean. And see if you can simply observe these shifts without trying to change them. Just allowing them to be as they are. This is the foundation of equanimity. Witnessing change without resistance. Notice each inhale rise and each exhale fall. And simply observing the shifts without trying to change them. Witnessing change without resistance. As you continue to mindfully breathe, I invite you to bring to mind a challenge you are facing. Not the hardest challenge, nothing too traumatic, but a challenge that you're facing that brings uncertainty, frustration, or some difficulty. And notice how this situation makes you feel in your body. Is there tightness, a heaviness, a sense of unease? And see if you can meet these sensations with gentle curiosity. And now I'll invite you to silently or out loud repeat these phrases, offering perhaps a sense of steadiness and balance. This moment is like this. This moment is like this. I allow this experience to be here. I allow this experience to be here. I meet this with openness and ease. I meet this with openness and ease. And if resistance arises, that's okay. Just simply acknowledge this resistance. Maybe give it a name and return to your breath. And shifting from the fluidity image of the ocean, now imagine yourself as a steady mountain, grounded and strong. Even as the winds of change move around you, you are grounded, you are strong. And again, we'll repeat these phrases either silently or out loud. This moment is like this. I allow this experience to be here. I meet this with openness and ease. Take 1 minute of silence for you to be present with the experience you're having now. Notice what you can hear, if anything. An invitation to bring a warm awareness to the space around your heart. If it's helpful for you, you can place your hands over your heart and imagine a warm light just radiating from within. A reminder of your inner resilience. And gently offer yourself kindness by repeating these phrases. May I be steady and at peace. May I embrace change with ease. May I meet life with balance and compassion. May I be steady and at peace. May I embrace change with ease. May I meet life with balance and compassion. Breathe in through your nose, out through your mouth. Another deep breath all the way down, feeling the belly button inflate. Slowly exhale. And when you feel ready, you can wiggle your toes, sparkle your fingers, tilt your head from side to side. Maybe take a big stretch with the arms overhead, rolling through the wrists. Just bringing movement back to your body, shifting the ankles and the toes. Maybe standing up and shaking it off a little. So equanimity is a practice. It's not something that happens in 20 minutes of a mindful practice. But it's one that goes stronger the more we nurture it. And so as we move through this new day, this new week, this new season, notice moments when you can pause, take a breath, and meet life with a little more clarity, steadiness, compassion, and ease. I'd love to hear some examples of moments where you could practice that pause, whether it's in the drive-through at your pharmacy that has 6 cars ahead of you, whether it's the fact that you've been waiting for an hour to see the doctor. For some, the frustration or that moment of pause could be feeling the need to encourage your loved one to get to a movement class. What kind of moments might you experience in your life where you could start adapting that pause and take a breath? Mm. Darlene, thank you for the question. Does this help with headaches? You tell me. It can. Absolutely. When we are mindful to our relationship with pain, there tends to be this natural effect of gripping to a pain, wanting to relieve it so badly that it actually exacerbates the pain. So sometimes when I experience a headache, I touch my head and I say, I feel you. I feel you. What do you need? It's usually a closing of my eyes, a shut of the curtains, and a soft and familiar voice that helps me let go of that gripping of the headache. Also some Tylenol and water, but it can help. Yeah. We do have a session coming up. I couldn't tell you when, but there's this connection between pain and Parkinson's, and also how our minds fixate on pain and how we can use the tool of mindfulness to redefine our relationship with pain. So we'll talk a little bit more about the ache that we live with. Molly, this is such nurturing, comforting practice. Yeah, so many chances to adapt. I found myself both tearful and smiling. Yeah, that is, both exist, Molly. January, I was experiencing a loss of a loved one, and I felt so much gratitude and grief all in the same breath, you know? And when we become aware, when we pause and really feel and check in with ourselves, there can be this overwhelming sensation of emotion, of joy, and also tears, tears of joy or tears of sorrow. Both exist. Thank you for being here, Marianne. Pressure. Gordon, sounds like you're moving from Vegas to Pennsylvania. Pause and breathe. Moving is very overwhelming. Yeah, it all doesn't have to get done today or tomorrow. You can ask for those pauses and take them for yourself. Sandy, I need to be more compassionate with my wife and caregiver. Sandy, I would love to offer a little shift in the language there. I could be more compassionate with my wife and caregiver. And what's one way that you could offer that, Sandy? Joan, I was able to ignore the machine workers who are making a great deal of noise outside my apartment during your voice. Maybe, Joan, maybe it was an acceptance of there's this noise out here, and I'm so attuned to this meditation right now that the noise is not disrupting what I'm focusing on right now. Celebrating that deep, attentive, mindful state that you accomplished today. Well done. And Jennifer, yeah, this will help when I feel sadness of a new symptom for me. Absolutely. And it's important to feel it, right? Feel what you must and come back. Feel what you must and come back. That is the foundation of equanimity. All right, my friends, that is our time. And I wish you all the opportunity to embrace equanimity in the face of change or challenge. And a reminder to take the pause, take a breath, and come back. Until soon, I'll see you at the next mindful session. Be well.